All right, beautiful people. This is Jose Trujillo once again coming to you from the art studio. And today I'm going to be painting something way awesome. I'm ready. You guys ready? Everyone's ready. Here's my Starbucks coffee. Perfecto. Perfection. All right, you guys. So, here we go. Here's part of the little trick right here. The little trick is, there is no trick. Get ready. I've been listening to Picasso. Some of the interviews he's had. Man, that cat is just very interesting to listen to someone like Picasso. Very, very interesting. His work ethic was down. He had his work ethic so down that he made. Let me move this a little bit so it doesn't shake. There we go. He had his work ethic so down that I feel like he makes just about any artist look like a whiner. Like we're just whining. If you get a chance, find out something about him and what he thought of work and his work, his letters, his interviews with. This is beyond the work. Okay, I'm not talking about the work, the artwork itself. His interviews with his fellow friend photographer. I forgot the name of the guy. I mentioned him in another video, but I forgot the name. He used to be called they used to call him the eye of the tiger. No, they used to call him the eye of Paris or something like that. He used to draw, and he went and visited Picasso and asked him some questions. So anyways, if you guys look for it, you'll find it. Whoever's interested in that kind of thing. I personally am more interested in Picasso's work ethic than Picasso's work. I spent a lot of time looking at Picasso's work. The secret, you guys, was not in Picasso's work. The secret was in Picasso's work ethic. Just a little nugget right there for you guys. Picasso's greatest secret. That was no secret, but it's a secret. If you if you don't figure it out, it looks like a secret. It feels like a secret. It's one of the reasons why you have no inspiration or you find yourself with artist block. It's one of the reasons. It's not one of the reasons. It is the reason why that happens. It is the reason why so many of us dread going into the studio, or we don't dread it when we're excited. But if you're not excited, you won't go near the paint unless you have like an idea that is going to change and revolutionize the world. You know? No offense, you guys, but the only reason I say that is because I thought that myself too. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have something like that, but it's not going to come out of thinking about it. It's going to come out of doing. He's got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work ethic, a beautiful way of seeing. And you know, I've been on a quest. I still am. This stuff that I try to share with you guys here, it's not really it's not complete, of course. You know, it's not like I figured out life. No, I'm still shooting and I still kick and scream when I go to the studio. You know, because I have to show up every day, and I don't show up every day for for 10 minutes. I show up every day for hours, 5, 6, 7, 10 hours sometimes 12. Sometimes there's been times where I've been at the studio the whole day and the whole night, and then I won't sleep a couple of hours the next day. It's just the way it is, It's not because I have to. It's a passion, It's not because I can't do it, or I'll starve or something. Of course not. It's a passion. I have to do it. I have to be better. I'm on a quest. I'm not comparing myself to any other artist. And this is one of the things that I loved about Picasso. This cat, even though people say that he had this competition with Braque and his competition with, the works of Matisse and this and that, that's nonsense. I don't buy that for a second. Maybe the competition had to do with something else. Maybe the competition had to do with the art method, right? That may have been playing, but I don't even think it was purely that. If it had something to do with the art method, who created Cubism and all of this and all of that. These players don't play like that. These are high-end players. They don't play like that. They're not trying to look for competition. They're not trying to look. They themselves, their old self, is their competition. Very, 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 very different way of looking at it. They act like, I said it in another video, I'll say it again. They're athletes. They're a different breed. If an artist could be an athlete, then we can see Andy Warhol, whether you like him or not. Salvador Dali. Think of any artist that has created a name in history, whether you like him or not. His or her artwork was not necessarily the key to their success. And many of us, we think it's the artwork. Many of us get trapped there. And certainly there was some instances in time where it seems that way. It almost feels that way. It's not. It's not. It is not the artwork. It's the artist. And the sooner you get to realize that, the better your artwork will become. The better your artwork will, the more your message will be shared. The quicker. And it's not something that you realize mentally. It's something that you realize experientially. You can't really realize it by thinking about it. We're like, oh yes, I got it. I was looking at this guy named Jose on YouTube, and he talked about that, and I understand now. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It has never worked that way. It will never work that way. The system is the same system that we have had as human beings. It is a habitual system. It is something that you create a habit, and then you continue to create the habit and make it stronger and stronger. That is how this stuff is made. And this is some massive, I'm not trying to be sound, pretentious or anything. But what I'm telling you right now, if I knew this stuff if I had at least been pointed to this direction when I was starting out, perhaps I would have amped up my game sooner. My painting game. Because this is not something that you just, it's not, you can't figure it out. It's like a swimmer. A swimmer can't think, oh yeah, I'm going to figure it out how I think, and I swim, and then this, and then that. No. A swimmer is a great swimmer, just as a boxer is a great boxer, because they have hours and hours and hours and hours of practice. Where most of us get sidetracked, though, where most of us lose, is we want to have the right practice. But the right practice doesn't come in when you're not ready for it. So if you're not ready for the right practice, do any practice. Any practice is as good as the perfect practice. That's where most of us go wrong. I talk to so many artists uh, in art stores and just places where I meet because that's what I do. So when people ask me what do you do for a living, I'm an artist, and some people like to dabble in the art. So I talk to a lot of artists, and I always hear this. It always comes out like it's not just practice. It's got to be the right practice. Well, yes, artist friend, of course, it's got to be the right practice. But while you get the right practice anything. Van Gogh didn't get the right practice. Van Gogh developed the right practice over time. And many other people, not just Van Gogh, many other people. Because the right practice is someone else with experience telling you a method of observation. Because really that's what painting is. Painting is observing. It's learning how to see, in my opinion. It's learning how to see without the interruption of the thinker, the thinking mind. You paint without intellect. You paint with intuition. It is the one thing that cannot be it's not a method. That's why when I tell you guys to paint and don't worry about the paint colors or this or that, yes, eventually that's going to matter, and I understand. But when I tell you guys don't worry so much about that, it's because the method is not important here. What is important is that, or the strategy or the method or whatever you call it, the discipline. What is important is the discipline of the mind is the most important part. The discipline, learning how to keep the mental quiet, on your own, right? When you're working, so that you're not constantly. Yeah, some people. I'm sure some people are listening to me saying, "Dude, shut up." That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little crying baby that we'll carry around. The mental that says, "Oh man, that moon didn't come out right. I'm such a failure. Oh man, if I could only paint like, blah blah," or stuff like like I don't have enough, a good enough work for a show, and then that little mind, instead of, because it doesn't want to take the responsibility, right? The little thinker doesn't. That's why the little thinker is always upset, right? Because it doesn't want to take the responsibility. That's the only reason why it's upset. So rather than going, I'm going to work harder, the little thinker doesn't do that. The little thinker says, I'm not good enough. What's the use? What's the point? Or if there is a way that I could better think about this. Maybe there's a better strategy. Because it doesn't want to fix the problem. The job of the mind is to create the illusion of a problem. Its tragedy is to create the illusion. So it doesn't want to solve it, Its job is not to solve it. Its job is to dissect the problem, think about more stuff about that, and make it so overwhelming that then you can't act. And if you can't act, then it stays there. Because if you can act, if you change your habits, if you change perhaps you have a habit that you want to let go of. I don't know. Maybe you spend too much time on the phone and you don't practice your artwork enough. Maybe you smoke too much, or you smoke at all. I don't know. Maybe you have a habit that you don't want anymore, that you know that you shouldn't have around anymore. The little thinker, the mind, wants to keep it there. The egoic aspect wants to keep it there because if it's there, then something else gets blamed. It's not you. The responsibility doesn't get picked up. It's very simple yet very deep. And I'm telling you this because this is how I used to behave, for the most part. I still fight with it. I still work with it, of course. I don't think it's ever going to go away. And it's just something that it's the fight, The daily fight is trying to go beyond some people call it negativity, being grateful. All those things are true. But it doesn't happen. It will never change. It doesn't come by saying, oh, I'm gonna be positive now, or I'm gonna be grateful, or I'm gonna take my stuff serious. It doesn't change because of that. Everybody knows that, but nobody wants to confront it. It doesn't happen that way. The only way it happens is when you start changing your habits. And changing habits, it's a mother and effort. Everybody knows that. We all know that. It's only when we change our habits that we see change in our lives. So I'll leave you with that. The name is Jose Trujillo. I hope you enjoy this awesome painting. Take care. Let me do a little close-up because I like it. Look at that big moon. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm right here. Take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.